Oh man, this is really scary. uh, I guess we're really doing this now. Hi, I'm Jon Cox. 1 week ago today, I quit my job to do content creation full time, and I am starting completely from scratch. I have 0 videos, 0 subscribers. We're just going for it, and I'm very excited and also scared and nervous and weirdly self-conscious, even though there's no one in the room with me. It's I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird talking to a camera. Hopefully, I get used to this at some point. Hopefully, I stick with it long enough to get used to it. So, why did I quit my job to start out from scratch in an extremely volatile industry where there's loads of competition and there is no guarantee of earning any money? The truth is, I have been fascinated with videography and photography for a number of years, and I've dabbled a little bit, just kind of making some personal videos from travels I've done and just talking about life stuff. Nothing too serious, just dabbled enough to just get familiar with recording equipment, basic knowledge of editing software. I typically use Premiere Pro, but this is something that I wanted to do for a really long time. And the longer that I've worked in the tech space, worked remotely, and for the last 3 years, worked with content creators, representing them, negotiating their brand deals, but also just philosophizing with them about the psychology and the transformation and the evolution of the creator industry, the creator economy, uh, all the trends in the different platforms from YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, etc. And it's been absolutely incredible and so eye-opening to see the struggles, but also the fulfillment and the freedom that can and will be had with doing this work. So, as I said, I wanted to do this for a long time. It was like an itch in the back of my mind, but it has grown steadily stronger and stronger over time to the point where it was like, okay, we need to go for this. This is it. We need to get this out of the head and into reality. I have high hopes, but low expectations of the outcome of this. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm not even exactly sure what work means yet. I've spent a lot of time in the last week trying to define what that looks like for me. A big part of it is about attaining the lifestyle that I want. There are a lot of misconceptions about the lifestyle of a creator. I've worked with enough creators, dozens, if not over 100 individual creators over the last 3 years. I've worked with enough of them to know that they're not just sitting around all day taking selfies while drinking cocktails next to a pool. They are grinding really hard. They're working long hours. They're working nights. They're working weekends. And it's just like a nonstop thing. You're never turned off. There are a few exceptions, certain creators that I know that have managed to really compartmentalize their work doing this into something very manageable and into a lifestyle that they like, where they have more time to do other stuff. But for some creators, it's like every waking moment, this is what they do. And I think neither of those ways is bad, or phrased in a different way, both of those ways are good, depending on your personality, depending on what you're looking for, depending on why you're doing this. So why am I doing this? What do I mean by the lifestyle that I'm looking for? So I am really looking for 3 things. I'm looking for freedom, autonomy, and creative fulfillment and purpose. Oops, that's 4 things. To me, this is the avenue to accomplish that. The absolutely wild thing about content creation is you can make it as big or as small as you want, And there are many, many, many examples of solo creators that do everything themselves versus creators that have grown and have, a team of 5, 10 plus people, and they both found success. For me, I spent pretty much all of my 20s, I'm 31 now. I spent pretty much all of my 20s and the first year or two of my 30s being a manager in some capacity or another, whether it's in the service industry or in the video game industry or in the creator industry. And I'm just sort of weary of A, being responsible for other people, and B, answering to other people. And I know that might sound like really bad. That is in no way a disparagement or intended disrespect to any person that's worked under me or any person that I've worked for in my career. It's just not what I want to do anymore. I'm not really enjoying it. My heart's not in it. And I think a big draw for me in doing this is that the buck stops with me. Nothing's going to happen unless I do it. I'm accountable to myself alone. The full success or failure is on my shoulders. And that is a ton of pressure. And it is a little bit scary because there's really no support system other than I am very fortunate to be great friends with a handful of amazing creators, and they're available to talk to get advice from, which is fantastic. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to happen on this channel with anything I want to do with this unless I'm the one that does it. And as I said, that is both what excites and terrifies me about this. So at this juncture, I would now love to talk about what it is that I'm doing here, more specifically, other than just making videos. What is the point of my channel? What is my focus? What is my niche? Where do my passions lie? Because part of this, as I mentioned several times, is creative fulfillment, purpose, and passion. So it's really, really important for me from the ground up to start this with just doing stuff that I am genuinely interested in, because otherwise it's just going to be another job that ultimately in the long run becomes unfulfilling for me. And then I feel like I'll have to run away and do something else. So I don't want that to happen with this. If it does, that's okay. But I want to see how feasible it is to make this work doing exactly what I want to do and the stuff I'm interested in. So the name of this channel, which I probably should have started with, is Vagabond Vox. Let's start with the word vagabond. Vagabond, put simply, my understanding of the word is someone that wanders around. And that is what I've been doing for the last several years. In 2020, I sold my home and started road tripping around the US. Yes, in the middle of COVID. I took some precautions, but I also, like many people, kind of used the whole COVID experience as a way to restart my life and redefine myself and just really lean into something I've always wanted to do, which is a ton of travel. So I road tripped around, and since then, I've been flying all over the world for the last 2 or 3 years. I've been to, I think, 12 or 14 countries in the last 24 months, something like that. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm very lucky. So I'm a bit of a vagabond. I don't own a home anymore. I rent a studio apartment above the garage of my parents' house in Maine, and I just kind of wander around as the whim takes me. At the moment, I'm actually in Naples, Florida, because I get extreme seasonal affective disorder. I think that's what it's called, SAD. In the winter in Maine, the days get very short and it gets very cold and everything gets very gray. And yeah, that doesn't really work for me. So after the holidays and New Year's are over, I usually flee somewhere more sunny. I decided to come to Florida this time because I've got a lot of family here in Naples, and it's been absolutely lovely. At any rate, that was a bit of a rant. We've established that I'm a vagabond. Vox is the Latin word for voice. So vagabond voice. Basically, I'm a vagabond and I'm going to talk about stuff, all kinds of stuff. You may have noticed in the banner of my channel, the 3 things that are the focus of this channel are creative conversations, travel, and musings. Let's break that down. Creative conversations, obviously it's a bit self-explanatory, but how is that going to manifest on this channel? I am intending on having long-form conversations, or podcasts, if you will, with a bunch of different people. There are several creators that I have a great relationship with that I would love to talk to and kind of dive deep into behind the scenes of how they work, who they are, their approach to being a creator, why they do it, and just what they do outside of that as well. Travel. So I'm going to keep vagabonding around the world until I don't feel like doing it anymore. I still do feel like doing it now. And I will share some of that journey. I'm not going to do full on travel vlogs, but I may post little bits here and there when I'm around the world or do more solo talks like this from different places as I sort of feel like it. And musings. Musings is a bit of a pretentious word that basically means for me that I will talk about stuff that I think and feel. It might be about quitting my job and starting to become a creator. It might be about my experience working with a life coach. It might be about the self work I've been doing with therapy books and trying to work on my relationships with friends and family, or anything else. I'm really into that stuff, and I think other people are too. And I love to just share my experience and see what other people think and hear other people's stories as well. So that was a bit meandery. This is my first video on this channel, so hopefully you guys can give me a little bit of a break. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you can tune in next time. My intention is to release about 3 or 4 videos a month, and then I will chop them up into some shorter form content that I'll be putting on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok as well. So yeah, wish me luck.